radio.
I think that was
right?
actually before radio.
Before radio, actually, when we used to smoke signal your ideas.
That's right.
Yes.
We talked really loud. Is what we did.
You did some fantastic cave paintings that still stand the test of time to this day.
No, that's actually another fellow, but yeah.
That's another guy I'm confusing you with, the cave painting guy.
That was Borg.
Anyway, Elliot Maxx is here. He helped get the Seattle comedy scene really going, by the way, and his son is with him, Joe Larson. They're not actually a duo. In fact, they don't even live on the same coast for that matter. But Joe is in New York, big clubs in the Big Apple. Dad spends his time. Is this true? You're often on ships?
I used to be on ships. I haven't been on ships for about a year now.
But you did that cruise ship thing for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, about 15 years.
Did you like doing that?
Sure.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
Diplomatic response.
So nice.
I'm just going to do that. Just diplomatic response.
It's just a different audience demographic. You know, it's hard to build. They're older. They're much older, so it's hard to build.
It's the trough eaters.
Yeah, but it's hard to build a following when, just when they're starting to follow you, they die.
I hear you. Yeah.
America's number one hospice comic. Here he is.
Kind of a halfway house for your way out.
Sure. Joe in New York, you playing like Caroline's in every place in New York?
I do. I work all over that city. It's beautiful.
Now, I got to ask, because not everybody follows in their dad's footsteps. And by the way, let's see, what do you got coming up? You're taping a special or something, aren't you?
I am. I'm taping a special down at the Underground.
At the Comedy Underground?
Yeah, this weekend.
And will this special be on television? Where will we see it?
That is the hope.
Do you spec specials for TV now? Is that how that works?
That is how it works a lot of times.
Oh,
so
kidding.
a lot of times you'll record it, you'll spec it, you'll send it out to networks, and if they buy, they buy. That's how even local comedian Dave Crow, he shot his on spec, sent it to Showtime, I believe it was, and
they took it. Wow, amazing! Yeah. And when you start, you do like a 30-minute special.
I'm going to go a full hour.
You're going to go full, so you can spec a full hour, and sometimes they'll pick it up.
Yeah, Dave spec full hour. I'm going to shoot a full hour, and then I'm going to cut it into 22, 48, and full hour.
And so I see that you, in order to differentiate yourself from your dad, are going with a different hairstyle.
I haven't gone completely there yet. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that dyeing it dark and I don't know if people buy it.
Yeah.
I can't really play to the almost dead yet.
No. Elliot, you and I have the same hair color.
I was going to say,
yeah. How do you feel about that? I hate this gray. I wish I'm really very young. My dad didn't have this white hair. It's not even gray, let's be honest.
No.
It's white.
It's white.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like I should move to Idaho. It's so white.
I'm
just northern. Start a compound.
Does your hair hate certain people? I don't know.
No, my hair hates your hair
really quick.
My hair doesn't think your hair should be allowed.
I'm just going to step out. I'm going to step out before this gets violent.
Bob wants to have your hair as I did.
I think in Idaho you want to go with the darker hair so that your skin looks whiter by comparison.
You do have a kind of a...
as they say, no hair, right?
That's right.
All right. So anyway, back to you, Joe. So how old were you? Your dad was a comic. How old were you when you said, "Hey, I'm going to do the same thing my dad did"?
I'm hoping to next year. No, I started when I was 20 years old. I wasn't doing anything, just screwing around, and had no future. And so I thought maybe I could do that for a living.
Was your dad like my dad, reminding you that you had no future all the time and taunting you about that? That's how we were told to parent by our parents.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would shuffle out of my office in my pajamas at 5 in the evening and go, you're going nowhere. You're doing nothing.
No, he hated that. That was awful.
Exactly.
Yeah. So did you say, all right, I'm just going to go down and do some, do they have those open mic nights?
Open mics, yeah. My dad actually had a friend who was teaching a comedy class, and I was sitting around his house, hungover at 20 years old, waking up at noon, and he was like, you want to take a class? I could get you in. Just anything. And I was like, nah, I'm good. He was like,
wait a minute. Did you want him to do comedy?
No.
Because I wouldn't think you would.
Here's the thing. He suggested it just in a get out of my house.
Oh.
Get out of my house. And then when I was like, I'll give it a shot, he was like, no, whatever you do,
don't do comedy.
it.
It's
Just
a terrible
stop.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a rough life.
No, I tried to talk all my kids into a real straight life because you know what this is like. And so, let's say I got a comic. I got my middle daughter's a singer. My baby went to the UW and got a normal degree, and I thought, this is great.
Right.
And then she married Aaron Jones. You've had Aaron in here.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
Your daughter's Aaron Jones' wife?
Yeah. So
Wow. So you married to an artist. So,
So they're all-
being an artist, being involved in the entertainment arts is just in your genes.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's
bad
cool.
parenting.
Bad parenting. I think it's
know.
more it. Yeah.
Right. All right, Joe. Well, tell me a little bit about you and your act. What do you like to talk about? Do you talk about your dad?
I try not to.
Yeah.
No, he's not that important to me.
That's good.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have a kid. He doesn't talk about you either. So no, I talk about mostly me, where I'm at. You know, I live in Brooklyn.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
31.
I live in Brooklyn. With
That's now when people start moving out of their parents' house.
Yeah,
31.
yeah,
Things have changed.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I luckily married an older woman, so I just got my own new mom to move in with.
Nice.
Is she? How old is she?
She is 8 years older than I am.
Did you meet her
so
on that Cougar website?
Met
or-
her at the gym, taught her how to box, and then she invited me to a strip show, and I was like, I think this is the woman for me.
No kidding.
This is
Wow.
spectacular.
What's her name?
Brooke. She is actually an author and a doctor.
Oh, that strip club
So-
thing was a
Was she a
comedic.
featured performer at the strip show?
She
Was it an
was
amateur
not-
night or what?
She wasn't.
No,
He's
it was
just saying that.
It was
That's a joke.
no, it was a circus strip show. Circus
Oh.
contraption here in town had some circus strip show where like two people come out in banana outfits and peel each other and stuff.
Ah!
You know, it was like a
Great.
goofy
Great.
thing, and so she invited me to that.
There should
and-
always be a grain of truth in your comedy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she is a doctor, so you don't.
She's a
actu-
doctor?
Yeah.
What kind of a doctor?
GP. She specializes in
No kidding.
Hashimoto's and PCOS, and so I would like you to come to the show tonight, listeners. But if you don't, I don't need your money. I'm doing fine. I'm not paying rent.
So you got a career woman, a
Yeah.
doctor, general practitioner.
Yes.
And how much older?
8 years older than me.
That's a lot at 31.
Yeah,
She's 39.
She is 39.
Man, do you know? You've done this to him. When you're such and such, she'll be such and
No,
such.
he just went, doctor? Doctor, right?
Is that
Doctor?
right?
Yeah, doctor. Yeah. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, with the age we're getting to, you're going to need the services
exactly.
of a doctor.
Family
That's
rates?
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Does
Can
she-
she get the good stuff? Can she get the good stuff?
Yeah. Does she now? When you're married to a doctor, and I'm curious about this. When you're married to a doctor, is she your doctor? Like, if you go, I have this weird thing. Could you take a look at
Yeah,
it?
you
Will
get weird diagnoses though. You know, be like, my stomach hurts. What's wrong with me? And she's like, you didn't do the dishes and your underwear's on the floor. Can you just?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so she's spectacular. She's incredible, and she is. She proposed to me, which is another weird one. She did.
How did she do it?
Well, she was like, "I'm pregnant," and I was like, oh, "I do." Oh my gosh, I do. Oh,
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Any kids? Is she really pregnant?
We do. We have a 2-year-old daughter now.
Awesome.
And yeah. We wanted a boy, but we have a
Man.
Yeah, we have a 2-year-old, and we don't learn, so we got another one coming. We got another girl coming.
So you're going to have a second daughter in a row. Now you're trying for the boy, and that's how
No.
you have 8 kids. To ask my mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, when we found out we were having another girl, I was bummed because I wanted the set, you know. And so we went down to our downstairs neighbors. They have a girl and a boy. The girl's 2. Our daughter and their daughter started playing quietly. We were going to tell them we were having 2 girls, and then the boy just starts running from one of the house, screaming, breaking everything. Doesn't stop till he knocks his sister into the coffee table, bloodies her head. And I turn to my wife and go, I think 2 girls is going to work.
2 girls is going
I
to be
think
fine.
it's gonna
Yeah,
go great.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it's perfect.
So you're collecting granddaughters, Elliot, because Aaron, they have a beautiful little girl, Phoenix. It's
Yes, they
beautiful.
do. Little Phoenix
Yeah.
Jones. Yeah.
So you're going to have 3 granddaughters.
Yeah.
Are you hoping for a grandson? Be honest.
No, I'm not hoping.
He's
for it.
lying.
No.
That makes me feel really good.
You need to change
don't
your
like the boys.
mindset. This is not a real thing.
Yeah,
about
I
to
think
become a
you're
grandpa.
hoping for him, but I don't really care.
No, I don't really care what it is
Yeah.
either. No, I,
mean,
totally don't
as
care.
every grandparent
as
would
it's a boy.
say,
I don't care
we-
one bit.
we don't care if it's a boy or a girl. As
Human would be
long-
good, yeah.
As long as you don't bring it over.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not? Come on.
No, I love my
course you
granddaughters. I
do.
do. In fact, I had Phoenix sitting on my lap this morning. You had Jeff Dunham on earlier, didn't
We
you?
had Jeff earlier, yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, just coincidentally what a ventriloquist must think. You know, how confusing it must be to have a baby. You know, you go, for a ventriloquist, that's got to be weird. You know,
Yeah.
how do you hold it? Well, not that way.
Kid's making up its own lines. What's happening here? Deliver the line. Time it.
Awesome. And so, all right, more about you. Now, do you have any hobbies other than what would you have been if you weren't going to be a comedian?
Homeless, maybe. I don't like a lot
You
of hard
aspired
work.
to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I don't like hard work. Honestly, I see day laborers, and I think to myself, yeah, I'd probably be homeless. I'd rather be, that's a joke. I don't really have any other I went.
You don't do anything.
See, I went to community college, so there's not a lot of options out of there. I went to community. I didn't graduate because you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go.
What
for 8
did you
years.
go for though? What courses were you taking?
Oh, just whatever would get me out of my parents' house. I think really is what it was. I
was the same way. I
It
had
is-
nothing but radio. I had
Yeah,
nothing to fall
exactly.
back on.
Yeah.
I took a history of surfing one semester. It was really useful.